Alright, it's your boy Santana here. Title of the video is Why Dating Sucks in 2021. Let's hear your thoughts.
In today's video, we are going to be talking about why dating sucks in 2021. If you clicked on this video, you're probably feeling the same exact way as me because it feels like there's like no options out there, okay? And that goes for men and women, I suppose. I mean, I'm not dating women, but I made a TikTok about how I think all men are like trash these days, and I got a lot of men that aren't even like, I don't even want to say men, boys that aren't even at my level, like getting so angry and butthurt. So I'm gonna try and be nice this time. I was gonna name this video Why Men Suck in 2021, but I think I'm just gonna have it as Why Dating Sucks, because it does go both ways. Like, I feel you, it goes both ways, because some women are sucking out here and are subpar as well. But I don't date women. I wish
I mean, I'm gonna give her a chance to say her points, but I want to hear for these women that say men don't bring a lot to the table, and I want to hear like what they bring, because I would say I'm like one of your average men. Like, I make like 30K plus a year. I work full time. I do the basic stuff. So I just want to hear what she has to say about what she provides to the relationship and what she thinks. The basic average men, or I guess because she's talking about average, I believe, when she says they're subpar, don't provide the qualities.
Before we even start, let me just say this. This doesn't really have to like really do with me, because most of the guys I talk to have not been that horrible. I think I've talked to like one horrible guy that was like, well, two, that was like disgusting, but everybody else was like really, they weren't bad for the most part. They just weren't my husband, and I knew it. And I'm looking for a husband out here, so I'm really like using like other women's stories and what I see and like my peers and what they tell me, and just a little bit of what I went through, just a little bit, because yeah, like I said, no guy I talked to was that horrible. They just weren't my husband and didn't do what I expected a husband to do, I guess. I don't know.
Sometimes it's hard to process what's going on and like their thoughts. Like, you're going on a date, most people aren't going to show you, husband like qualities, because that's not attractive. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't start off the date with, okay, so what's your finances? What's my finances? And how are we going to, build a family, basically? The level of attraction has to be there. And are you carrying yourself on the date as a wife, or that you're a female looking to be a wife? There's like two sides to every coin, and what's in the middle. But I guess we'll have to see.
A list of why I think dating sucks in 2021. So without further ado, let's just get straight into this video. Number 1, our generation has an infatuation with cheating. Cheating is so incredibly normalized. We have women who are bosses who don't even need to go back to these men, going back to these men. And we have men who are doing the cheating who aren't even close to being great guys in general, and they're not even worth the time doing the cheating, and vice versa, because some of you women are out here damaging the good guys, and men have in their egos, like they can't go back for like another 10 years, and you're just ruining the chances for the rest of us. Like, I just don't understand. Like, I could be with the ugliest dude ever that has like, that's just crappy and horrible, and I won't cheat. I'll just leave. I don't get it. Like, come on. Like, I'm still trying to recover from that. Like, I don't trust any guy. Like, it's so bad. Like, I've been cheated on before, and I was cheated on by someone I really trusted, and I'm still trying to just not let that person ruin all my other future relationships, because I just don't trust anyone, and I just don't want to give my all in to get hurt again.
I mean, like, I don't really condone cheating, but like, if I'm gonna have multiple partners, I'm gonna have multiple partners. I mean, if it's something that you keep, straightforward in a relationship, I guess it's fine. But on the other hand is, we don't think of sex the same. Like, if I was to quote unquote cheat on a woman, I could still love my woman and, have sex with another. It doesn't affect me the same way as when a female cheats on a man. Like, there's two different, like, because we're different, we're not the same. And then she's taking her feelings, from a previous relationship and bringing it into a new relationship. And previously in the video, she was talking about how the girls ruin the good guys when she's ruining herself, carrying past trauma. I mean, therapy, is there for a reason. And also, you got to bring your mentality up to a point where you can accept the world is and, try to put your best foot forward.
If y'all know that account, y'all know. If you don't know, find out in the comments down below. The amount of women and men that like talk about cheating and like they joke about it like it's funny, like either whether they're getting cheated on or doing the cheating is just so sad. Like, child, relationships are just a joke these days. Like, people really don't take that commitment seriously because, like I said, if you're my boyfriend, isn't the purpose for us to get married? Because that's like the next step. What am I dating you for if I don't see you as a husband?
Sometimes you date, right? And it's not always to find a girlfriend. Sometimes it's just to find consistent sex, someone to talk to on a daily basis. Not even talk to, because I don't really like talking to people. I like doing the things I want to do. But basically for a man, it's like, if you're not looking for marriage, it's basically consistent sex. Sometimes y'all females be putting yourself in relationships that aren't actually relationships. Like, I would, talk to a girl and, basically try to have sex with her. But it's not, just because we're talking doesn't mean we're in a relationship. Like a man or, a woman would have to ask a man if we're, a relationship, boyfriend and girlfriend. You can't just assume, certain things. Because you could be, a fling or, something that he sees on the side. You never know, unless they set the boundaries, in my opinion.
But you know what? It is what it is. That's the number one reason why I say dating in 2021 sucks. On to the next. Number 2, men give the bare minimum, okay? Now, this could go for women as well, but I feel like this is how I feel. Like I said, I'm a traditionalist. I feel like men should be swooning and trying to pursue a woman by, courting them. Men don't open car doors. Like, let me stop because I said y'all can get offended in the comments. It's always brokies. Like, y'all say, it's always the brokies. Like, you can't even date me. You can't get next to me. But anyways, a lot of men, but let me just say this, it's not the norm for a man to open car doors. They don't bring you flowers on your first date. They don't check in and make sure you're home. Some men don't even wait until you get into the door before they drive off. Oh.
Other than, waiting for someone to get inside when they drive off, I wouldn't disagree. I wouldn't agree with her, opinions on that. Like, I believe that you should wait for, a person that you went out with to get home safely. Because when you go out, when you ask someone out, you're responsible for them for that night, as a man at least, Like, something happens to, the person that I, bring out, that's my responsibility to protect and things like that. So I can understand that. But to flowers, car doors, and quote unquote brokies, like, what? Like, you claim to be a traditional woman, but you're not acting like one. You know what I'm saying? And like, it's hard for guys to do things for women because it's like, I don't even know if you're attracted to me, so I'm supposed to be doing X, Y, and Z, and then you have this little, ego or aura about you is like, I'm not even worthy of you. Like, 'cause she didn't talk about looks, she didn't talk about character, she didn't talk about swag, she didn't talk about style, nothing of that sort. She just said, you brokies can't get close to me. So like, it's not even based off, those characteristics. It just, and from a money standpoint, like, what? It just doesn't make sense. Like, I mean, I understand that females chase wealth and whatever. They don't really care about that. But if that's all you think about, we're not going to treat you the same way as we would treat a traditional woman. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just keep it a buck. And I mean, I'm not going to bash her character and, how she's acting. But is it working for you?
What? Like, this is ridiculous. I'm like, who is raising these boys? I just don't get it. Like, ugh. It's just the little things. After you get the girl you want, you don't stop. You keep going. Yes, get her, if she's into flowers, give her flowers every Wednesday, or surprise her with flowers every once in a while. Write her a letter. And I think women, you guys should do the same thing. Like, I feel like in relationships, like, it's okay to, like, be sentimental a little bit. Like, in my next relationship, I'm gonna be doing all the romantic lovey-dovey stuff, because I just think it's nice to do, and for both parties to do it, like the man and the woman. I think in the beginning, a man definitely needs to pursue a woman and they need to put their 100% in. But once they do that and you see that they really like you, you should be doing it as well, you know? Like, just like little things. Like, for me, I'm not like the...
So basically, you said, as a man, you got to put in 100%, regardless of what effort the woman puts. And then once she starts to like you, she should put in 100%. Like, there's entitlement in women that just don't make sense. Like, my time is valuable, my resources are valuable. I got family and people I got to provide for as a man, and I'm supposed to give you 100% of my effort for 25% of yours, and for the promise of getting 100%. Like, that doesn't make sense. Fuck equality. That's just superiority for what? Like, what do you bring to me to do that? Like, because your looks, those fade away after time. Like, once you get past a certain age, you know, your looks are not going to be there. Like, men, it tends to last longer. So if I'm supposed to give you 100% based off your looks, that's going to deteriorate. What else are you bringing to the table? You know what I'm saying? Like, she's not going to say, but, like, you know, what?
Like, when I'm dating, like, to, like, just do random gifts and blah blah blah. I'm more so like, I'll go all out for you, like on the holidays, your birthday, and sometimes even randomly. But like, there's just certain customs I think that men should follow. But yeah, everybody gets the bare minimum. No one really tries. People just think kicking it inside your basement at your mom's house is cool, and watching movies. No, take me out. Like, I don't get it. But yeah, that's my number 2 reason. Everybody is giving the bare minimum. So how are we supposed to get into these amazing relationships if everyone's giving the bare minimum? I don't know. Okay.
And know how she said, how are we supposed to get to these amazing relationships? That's what people are seeing off like social media and, you know, websites and things like that. So they're taking a social media lifestyle and trying to apply it to their own, when some of that is like fake in reality. Like, you know, most people should be fine staying in the same general area and, you know, enjoying each other's company. I don't have to take you out to a fancy restaurant if you knew how to cook. If you knew how to cook good meals, why did I go to a restaurant to do so? So, like, it doesn't make sense. Like, a traditional woman should know how to cook. So why should I take you out to a restaurant if you can cook better than the restaurant? That's just a waste of resources. I mean, I can understand we can go out on dates and things like that, but it's like, to a certain extent, our whole relationship shouldn't be based off, you know, the amount of dates I take you on, because eventually that's going to grow stale. It's going to, you know, desires never decrease. You know what I'm saying? You start here and then you want to go bigger and bigger and bigger. Like, so if I'm feeding into those desires when, you know, I'm using my time to do so, I'm not going to have time to do other things to continue those desires. So it doesn't really make sense in my head, at least.
The dates are subpar. Woo, child. These dates. No, I do not want to just get food on every single date. On the first date, we do not always have to go get food. Can we be adventurous? Woo, please preach it, Jesus. I don't understand why.
All right. So the reason why when you take someone out on a date, you would, you know, take them out to a restaurant, because 9 out of 10 chances, basically, someone's going to like to eat food. But say I'm into shooting guns and going to the gym. If I ask you on a date to one of those activities and try to be quote unquote adventurous and you don't like it, you're not going to, you know, accept the date. So it's just like a safer choice. And I think you should understand that. You know what I'm saying? They don't know you. It's the first date. That's when they get to know you. The second, third date, you know, it's not going to be at a restaurant. We could take you out to different places. But for you to expect a man to take you out on, you know, a lavish first date like he knows you, like, that's almost like narcissistic behavior. Like, oh, he should, you know, take me out on blah, blah, blah because I like this. But he doesn't know you like that. You know, it's the first date. Give him a chance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like, I love food, don't get me wrong, but I would be extremely impressed by the next dude that says to me, hey, let's go, I don't know, go-karting. Something different. We could eat after, but can we do something outside of just food? Like, there's go.
So that's like 2 dates. You know, it's not just one date. It's 2 days. Let's keep it going.
Hiking, picnics, uh, spend the night. Well, this is like for couples that are a little bit more advanced in their relationship. Spend the night at a hotel for a night. Something different. Like, let's go to Colorado. Let's find a random state to go to. Let's go to Wisconsin. I don't know.
Mind you guys, this is just the first date. Like, what? Do you even trust a random stranger? When girls go on a first date, they have backup friends. They tell their friends, family, like where they're going, you know, as a safety precaution. So if I ask a random girl I don't know to trust me to fly to a different state, like it just wouldn't even go over well. Like it's a fantasy basically that, you know, she's trying to perpetuate into life, manifest.
Or Wisconsin. Exciting. Like, the dates are so subpar. And like, once again, once a guy gets a girl, you have to keep pursuing her until you make her your wife. And then after you make her your wife, you do even more, because that woman most likely will be pushing out your big-headed kids. So you need a worshipful ground she walks on. Period. Okay?
What? I mean, it speaks for itself. Like, y'all gonna have to come to your own conclusion from that. And there's like 10 minutes left into the video. We're just gonna end it there because I had enough. Takeaway from this is, you know, you could try your hardest, you know, to do, you know, what you think is expected of you, and it's still not gonna be enough. They're always gonna want more, at least from her, you know, opinion of the matter. Do the bare minimum. If you can get by with the bare minimum, it's like the bare minimum for a reason. You know, the women that want the most in life, you got to make sure she's worth it. Like, if you want to give your all to a woman, you know what I'm saying, make sure she's worth it. Like, just having your kids, okay, I can, you know, get a surrogate mother to do that. You know what I'm saying? Are you raising my kids properly? Are you doing things like that? Like, are you educating my kids properly? Those are certain things, you know, I can reward you for. But just to have the kids, not, you know, it doesn't entitle you to all these other benefits. But if you disagree with me, let me know in the comments down below. And, you know, I'm out.